everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to work on my absolute favorite finishing technique, which is the slip stitch border. I use this on almost all of my patterns because it gives such a clean and professional edge. It's very easy technique using just standard slip stitches and back loop slip stitches. This border is worked back and forth in rows and we will be doing 3 rows in total, but you can definitely do more. The one negative of this technique is that it has right side and wrong side, so it isn't reversible. But in future video I will show you a similar technique that is a little harder but is reversible. For this tutorial I will be using Drops Muscat, which is the lovely DK weight yarn, and I will be working on a simple half double crochet square which I've already made in the pink yarn, and for the border itself I will be using the same yarn in the contrasting green so you can really see the stitches. I will be using 4mm hook, which is the recommended size for this yarn. However, let me show you my basic mesh cardigan button band. It's exactly the same technique, but I used much smaller hook. I think I used 2.5mm, and I've made more than 3 rows. And you can definitely see the little V's are much smaller and the button band is much more structured and stiff. If you want this structured look, go down a hook size, but remember, if you use a smaller hook you will need to crochet more frequently, perhaps 2 slip stitches into every stitch space so that the fabric doesn't bunch up. But since I'm using the same hook size as my main fabric today, I will crochet once into every stitch. And last thing you will need is optional. I didn't use it, but it's easier, and it's yarn needle for the duplicate stitch at the end of the border. Okay, let's get into it. Start by making a slip knot on your hook, and we are going to begin on the bottom edge of the square. And we are just going to slip stitch into every stitch along this edge. If you haven't done a slip stitch before, don't worry, it's really easy. Just insert your hook in the first stitch of the edge, then yarn over your hook and pull that loop through the fabric, and then continue pulling the same loop directly through the loop that was already on your hook, and you should have 1 loop on your hook left. Now let's do it again. Insert your hook into that stitch, yarn over, pull through the fabric, and then keep pulling it through the loop on your hook. Now again, insert your hook, yarn over and pull up a loop and pull it straight through the fabric and the loop on your hook. Perfect. Now keep your tension loose here, you don't want these to be too tight. And continue placing 1 slip stitch into every stitch until we reach the corner stitch. Okay, and when you reach a corner when making the first row, you want to do more slip stitches into the same stitch. My corner stitch is right here, and to keep things nice and rounded, I will place 2 slip stitches into the same stitch. So first slip stitch, and now I will do second slip stitch into the same stitch. It can be a little tricky, but just keep things really loose or kinda loose. And if you want really sharp and square corner, you could do 3 slip stitches, but it can get a little tight, so I prefer making just 2. Now we are going to work up the side of our rows, and because there are no stitches, the best way to keep your border even is to look at the distance between the stitches you just made on the bottom edge and the length of that stitch, and then just try to copy the same distance here on the side. But if you don't want to do that, a good rule of thumb is 2 stitches per half double crochet or double crochet row, or 3 stitches if you have triple crochet row, and 1 stitch to the side of the row if you have single crochet row. I've already done 1 stitch in the corner, so for this row I will just add 1 more stitch, and now I will make 2 slip stitches per side of every half double crochet row. And now just continue slip stitching evenly, approximately the same distance as the bottom edge, till you get to the corner stitch. Okay, I reached my corner. You can see my slip stitches are a little wavy, but just a little bit, and it will fix after the second row. And now I will again make second slip stitch into this corner stitch, and on this next edge I will again slip stitch into every stitch, and then in the corner again make 2 or 3 slip stitches depending on how many you did in your first corner, and on the second side edge slip stitch with the same frequency as you did on this first side edge. Okay, my side edge is almost finished. 1 slip stitch is remaining, and make sure you have same amount of stitches as on the other edge minus 1 corner stitch, because we will add 1 duplicate stitch in the corner, but otherwise you should have same amount of stitches. We are not going to join in circle, we will work back and forth. So now chain 1 and turn your work. For row 2 we are going to slip stitch again, but this time we will be working into the back loop only. To identify the back loop only, look at the stitches you just made. Do you see how they look like a little V shapes? The leg of the V that is closest to you is the front loop, and the leg that is furthest away from you is the back loop, and we will ignore the front loop and work under the leg of the back loop. So insert your hook into the center of the V, going under the back leg only, the one furthest away from you, yarn over and pull through the loop and pull through the loop on your hook. Let's do it again. Insert your hook into the center of the V, going under just the back leg, yarn over and pull through everything. Again, insert your hook under the leg furthest away from you, yarn over and pull through both loops. Continue placing 1 slip stitch into the back loop of every stitch all the way around. It can be a little tricky in the corners, so feel free to swatch to a smaller hook if you're struggling to get into those loops, but it should be fine if you do it loosely enough, and I will meet you at the end of this row. I have reached the end of row 2. Now I will just do a couple more slip stitches into the back loop only. And here you can see how the finished row 2 looks from the wrong side and now from the right side. And now we will do row 3, and row 3 is exactly the same as row 2. So chain 1 and turn your work, and we are going to do exactly the same thing as last time. We will be working into the back loop only of the stitches we just made. So tilt your work so you can see those stitches and insert into the back loop only, yarn over and pull through the loop and the loop on your hook. Then again insert your hook into the back loop only, yarn over and pull through everything. Again insert your hook into the back loop only, yarn over and pull through everything, and continue slip stitching into the back loop only of every stitch until you get to the end of this row. Okay, I am nearing the end of row 3, just a couple slip stitches more. And you can now decide if your border is wide enough. If you want your border to be a little wider, you can add 2 more rows or 4 more rows of slip stitches into the back loop. You should always end on the right side. So end with an odd number of rows. I will end right here with 3 rows of slip stitches. And now we want to finish off this edge so it looks seamless. So cut your yarn and leave a nice long tail, maybe like 6 inches or 15 centimeters. And pull your hook straight up so the yarn tail comes out of the stitch. For this next part you can use your hook like I did, but it's easier to take your yarn needle and thread your needle with the tail. We are going to do a duplicate stitch to connect the end of the border and beginning of the border. Can you see the V's of the beginning and V's at the end? Your yarn now goes from the middle of the V at the end of the border, and it will continue under both loops of the V at the start of the border right here, and it will end up where it's beginning right now, in the middle of the V at the end of the border. So now pull your yarn through both legs of the V at the start of the border, and now the yarn should go back where it started from the front to the back. So I will insert my hook from the back so I can pull it from the front to the back, but if you are using your needle, go through from the front to the back. We made one fake stitch, one V, and now we will make the second V from the stitch that is closest to us. So pull your yarn to the middle of this V from the back to the front. So I will insert my hook from the front to back, so the yarn can go from the back to front. Now the yarn should go through both legs of the V at the beginning of the border, and now the yarn should go again to the middle of the V where it started at the end of the border from front to back. Sorry, it's off camera. I will try to link duplicate stitch tutorial down below. And now I will just weave the yarn tail to the other side of the work, to the wrong side of the work, and here's how the border looks from the wrong side. Let me know if you've got any questions down below, and I will see you guys in my future video. Bye!